Okay, so kind of incredible. All right, so let's now look at, in Australia, independent statutory bodies that regulate the protection of human rights in Australia. Australian Human Rights Commission, okay? If you're asked about independent statutory authority, this is who you want to be talking about. It was established under the Australian Human Rights Commission Act 1986 Commonwealth. It monitors the compliance of Australia fulfilling human rights obligations. It provides legal advice to courts. It makes submissions to parliaments and governments regarding breaches of human rights and levels of compliance to human rights. And it initiates research into human rights and discrimination issues, such as we saw with the Bringing Them Home report, okay? They reported on the statistics and the issues related to the stolen generation. Now, this is a hallmark of a democracy. An independent statutory authority that ensures the state is complying to human rights, domestic legislation, and international obligations. If we didn't have this body, this body holds Australia accountable. If there's a human rights breach, you'll know. The HRC will be the first one to kind of critique the human rights breach. So democracies, states that protect human rights, are states with independent statutory authorities like the AHRC. Okay, so non-government organizations. Obviously, a non-government organization is an organization that works independent from the government, okay? It has nothing to do with the government. They're an agency for reform, okay? They put pressure on the government to act and to increasingly respect human rights and, protect human rights. They help ensure greater government compliance to human rights, as I said, by investigating, documenting, and publicizing cases of human rights violations, naming and shaming, raising awareness through media campaigns. They may provide evidence to international courts and lobbying other states to apply diplomatic pressure or take action against violating states. Now, those first two are more indirect promoting of human rights, okay, indirect. And the last two are direct. What's the difference? Direct is going and doing action, whereas indirect is more naming and shaming and influencing public opinion and making the public more aware, whereas direct is getting the action. Okay, as I said, they apply moral pressure for governments to comply with and uphold human rights. They promote, not enforce. A large group of students every year always say that non-government organizations are ineffective in protecting human rights because they're really good at promoting, however, they're terrible at enforcing. Is that their aim? Are they designed to enforce human rights? No. They're designed to promote human rights. We have bodies that promote human rights and we have bodies that enforce human rights. NGOs are responsible for promoting human rights. Okay, they're not needed to enforce human rights, or they're not responsible for that. So only judge it by its aims, not by its ability to enforce human rights. You can still say that whilst they cannot enforce human rights, that is not their aim. That is not their designed purpose. Okay, in fact, I would be saying that. Okay, so we have Amnesty, UNICEF as some examples, and we have the International Committee of the Red Cross, another example. Since 1990, it has been an observer at the UN General Assembly, the International Committee of the Red Cross.